We'll move on to our next speaker, Lisa Russell. She is an Emmy-winning filmmaker, and she joins us from the US. And her topic is creative currency, artist bartering as the new volunteerism. It's over to Lisa.
Hi, thank you so much. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Please go on.
Great. Wonderful. Okay, so my name is Lisa Russell, and I am the US chair for the Arts Leadership in Film wing, and I'm going to be introducing sort of a new concept. I work as a contracted filmmaker and curator for the United Nations. So anytime I personally hear the word volunteer, it's like an alarm saying, oh, they're going to ask me to do something for free. And if anybody knows any artists in your world, you know that being asked to do something for free is just like a thing that we are trying to overcome. So I'm not bashing anybody who uses the word volunteerism, but I just want to open your eyes into artists and creatives. So just first of all, you can drop this in the chat, but I just want to ask the question, do you believe that there is a more just and fair way to collaborate with artists? And did you know that actually engaging artists, because maybe some of you don't quite work with, and by artists, I mean filmmakers, musicians, poets, dancers, you name it, but they can bring value for brands and organizations. A lot of times artists are considered entertainers, but we're also considered creative thinkers and problem solvers. And so we may be able to help organizations and brands kind of think outside the box and maybe propose things differently. So just as a quick introduction, again, I'm an Emmy award-winning filmmaker. I've spent the last 20 years working in the UN space, really advocating for the engagement of professional, diverse artists, creatives, etc. I am a She Decides Global Champion. I sit on the advisory boards of the FXV Youth Climate Advocates and the African Council on Foreign Relations. I really straddle sort of my UN work and my creative practitioner work pretty equally. And then since this last May, I have become the global co-chair for the UN Civil Society Arts and Culture Impact Coalition. As a testament, I like to say, to my storytelling skills, I'm also an annual juror for the National News and Documentary Emmy Awards. In 2015, I launched what's called Create 2030, which is a network of global artists and creatives, and we do everything from live performances, creative workshops, we run festivals, we have an artist delegation program where we bring artists to high-level events. So we were just at the UN General Assembly and Summit of the Future. We'll be at COP. We're just trying to kind of change this idea that you're only going to see an artist on stage, but that we are actually should be considered stakeholders, just like private sector, just like government, just like civil society, just like young people. So I want to talk now a little bit into the actual power of art and storytelling. This is one of my favorite quotes by the incredible poet Khalil Gibran, that it is said that next to hunger and thirst, our most basic human need is for storytelling. And what I love is that there's actually research that shows this. It's one thing to say you're an artist, and I think people assume like, oh, that's kind of fluffy and cool and kind of cute, but there's actually research that shows how powerful storytelling can be. This is a research by a professor at Princeton University who did a research where he analyzed the brain waves of a storyteller. And by storyteller, I'm thinking anybody who commands an audience, whether it is a speaker, a poet, musician, etc. And what he found out is that the brain waves of a storyteller actually sync up with the people listening to the story. So when I found this research, I was amazed by it because I thought, wow, without any physical touch, if you know how to command an audience, you are literally getting everybody on the same wavelength. And then there's also research that shows in a theater setting that the audience heartbeats synchronize at different parts of a performance. So again, this is incredibly powerful to me, and it just shows really the power of art and storytelling. And as we know the saying, with great power comes great responsibility. So I ask the questions, if arts and storytelling is so important, why do we undervalue a lot of artists? Why do we think that they should not be paid, or that they should, only get recognition through arts contests? And why are artists the only stakeholders who are asked to give their IP to an arts contest without any compensation, oftentimes for eternity? And you would not ask the same thing from a scientist, a business person, a tech person. We are the only stakeholder in the UN space that is asked consistently to give our IP for free to organizations. And again, I'm a humanitarian, but I do believe that artists should be paid. So I'm just going to do a quick sort of overview of maybe what an alternative looks like, and using my own experience. So I'm now a new AI artist. I've been using AI to generate different images, and I applied for an arts contest with the AI for Good Summit and was chosen to get my work featured at their global summit in Geneva. I was also shortlisted for their AI film contest, where we were asked to put together a storyboard for a 3-minute film. And I've had this idea for a kind of futuristic sci-fi climate story that I thought I could utilize in AI. So I'm actually going to just quickly show you this. It's only 3 minutes long, but just to give you a sense of sort of, well, the stuff I love to do with AI now.
Lisa, we can't hear the sound. Is there a sound to this video?
Okay, sorry. If you can't hear it, it's sort of like, let me see, let me unshare and reshare maybe.
Yes, please.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it says
No
share
problem.
sound. Let me see, maybe stereo. Okay, let's try it. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear it? Can you hear it? No?
No, not yet.
Let me see if I
On the
stop.
right side, you'd see a sound checkbox. Maybe you need to click on that
Yeah, I
when
did
you're
it.
about to. Oh, you did it. Oh.
Let's see. You said on the right-hand side?
Yeah, when you're just about to share on
Yeah,
the,
I did
like,
that.
there's a little pop-up that opens up, and then you have on the right side the options of share audio.
Yeah,
You
so I
need to click
clicked
that.
that.
You need
So
to
I
check
don't know
that box.
why. I did click that. I don't know why it's not working. Could you share it if I send you the link? Maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Or
I can
somebody?
try. I can try. Yes.
Stop sharing. Sorry about
You
that.
can share it on the chat itself.
Yes. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Here we go. Okay. So in the Zoom. So here, there you go.
Give me a second.
Okay. So anyway, as you get ready to watch this, everything is generated with AI, the voice, the music, the sound effects, everything. So there we go. Great.
We never imagined it would come to this. But here we are. Mark and I are about to float through the cosmos, or at least a simulated version of it. Earth's gotten way too hot to live. It's too late to fix it. And now, we're looking for a new home.
Your virtual tour launches in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, it's breathtaking. Beautiful.
Welcome to Space Station Apiary, the world's best human resettlement package. Here, every detail has been perfected to ensure your safety and comfort. Sleep pods are individually designed to match your biorhythms. To maintain efficiency, couples sleep separately. Your meals will be optimized for your health and longevity. Each dish is crafted to align with your body's needs.
We had always dreamed of exploring the stars together, but this didn't feel right. It felt like a cage.
To keep you connected to Earth, our station offers a constant view of your home planet.
Seeing Earth like this, so small and far away, only made the distance between us and everything we knew feel more real. Was this really what we wanted? Or were we just running away? Wait, what's happening? Who are those people? What do they want?
We're here on behalf of the Guardians for future generations. We bring you no harm.
The climate hackers have breached our systems again. Set the alarm now.
We're here to tell you, the indigenous peoples have built a control room deep in the Amazon, where we fight to reveal the truth and counter climate misinformation. Join us. It's not too late to protect the Earth and the life you cherish on this planet.
I knew Space Station Aviary was never the answer. The Earth, though broken and scarred, was still alive, and it needed us. So we followed them, not just out of the building, but into the heart of the world we had nearly abandoned. This was the future we were meant to build. A future not of isolation, but of unity, of hope. And it wasn't too late. At least not yet.
New horizons we will see.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I will go ahead and share this. So yes, that was an AI film. Oops, sorry. Let's see, where am I? Back to my, this one. Okay, back here. Okay. So while I did not get paid to make that film, and I did submit it as an arts contest, what came out of it was that I was offered a speaking role at the UN Summit of the Future during the SDG digital track, where I got to showcase my digital solution, which was my AI training laboratory. So I not only make films, but I'm teaching people, especially climate and sustainability advocates, especially young advocates, how to infuse more arts and storytelling into their advocacy work. So I wanted to use that example and, to mention that I just wanted to share these statistics as well, given I think it's relevant for G100, in that they show that there's also, in addition to artists not getting paid, there's a huge gender pay cap with artists, and that female artists earn only 77 cents to every dollar that a male artist makes, and that according to a freelance study, nearly 60% of creative freelancers reported being asked to work for free or to work for exposure at least once in their careers. So we need a new system. I'm going to argue that we need a new system, and it's not that volunteer work isn't important and humanitarian work isn't important. It's that when you're asked to make a whole film for free, like that comes with a lot of equipment, a lot of time, a lot of skills. And it's different than, for example, if I'm just being asked to speak at an event. Creating and producing something requires time and resources, and therefore artists should be compensated. So my suggestion is we have what I have practiced my whole career, which is artist bartering. And that means that instead of just saying, oh, will you volunteer and do this for free, or you'll get it for exposure, you start thinking about what you can offer to an artist in lieu of cash. So let's say it's an organization doesn't have funding to hire a poet for an opening of an event, something like that. First and foremost, pay the artist. If you can't, there are other things that you can do. So for me personally, I would need music for my films. And sometimes paying for music rights can get really expensive. So I have a lot of musician friends. And so we would essentially barter. Like if you give me music for my film, I will come shoot your show for free. So we kind of just exchanged what our services and our talents are. And there are other things that artists need that organizations can provide. Yes, we need money. We have to pay the bills. We need admin support. If you have an accountant in your staff, you can offer accounting services. If you have a communications department, you can offer to help them get press in the spaces that mean something to them. So for me, doing free work for a small nonprofit might generate some like tweets from their organization. It doesn't mean that it's going to help my career, because your audience might be different than my career. But if you were able to put out a press release in film related magazines, for example, that is helping amplify my work. And then lastly is connections. So even though I submitted to arts contest and I don't like arts contest, it did give me the connections to be able to then speak at the UN Summit of the Future. And that is, a big opportunity. So, and then always feed your artists, because we're always usually coming pretty hungry and needing something. And so I'll say, for those of you that are going to be at COP29, for example, we have an artist delegation that's coming, and I'd love to talk to anybody about, could you open doors for us? Could you give us some support in exchange for us doing showing a video at your event, doing a performance, etc. There's artist bartering that makes it feel like an artist's time and skill set is valuable. And then I don't know if I have time to share this 30-second video. I don't know the time right now. We just did this, what's called Arts for the Future, completely artist-led festival for the UN General Assembly and Summit of the Future. And it doesn't matter that you can't hear the sound on this one, I don't think. Let me just play it real quick. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap up. Okay, and then lastly, I just want to say, there's so much more that I could talk about this. I know time is limited, but we are launching a new, what's called Create for Impact. It is a Arts Envoy brand and training program. So we're trying to make sort of impact creation for people who are interested in climate change, sustainability, et cetera, more of a lifestyle than looking at it as kind of a career path. So we're going to be offering sustainable solutions for the creative economy. I'm teaching people, again, how to use AI to create content, and we are looking for partners. So if you are interested in elevating the artist community, I'm happy to talk to you. And then lastly, I'll just wrap up by, you'll see this everywhere in sort of artist networks. It's sort of like I am an artist. I have bills. I have to my career is legitimate. So let's find a new way forward. We need more artists and storytellers in this space, but we need to find a new system to ensure that they're compensated. So would love to get in touch with anybody who is interested in discussing more, but thank you so much for having me. Thanks.
Thank you, Lisa, for that beautiful experience of the AI-generated film. For me, it was the first timer to see an actual film of that kind. So
Right.
quite a revelation there and very interesting, very well made, in fact.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. And